So the 5G router comes with a basic kit, which includes the LAN cable, the battery, and of course the charger. It has an external battery in this case, and the battery, according to MTN, can last within 5 to 8 hours, depending on usage, of course. Right, but we'll go deeper into that in the video. The design of the 5G router is very basic. It's sleek. At least it can easily adapt to an environment and stand in every particular place that you place it on. That's the surface, and it can also add design to the building or to the room, as case may be. Where I have it in my room, it's actually beautified the room a bit. Right, I've moved it to different areas to actually get the best out of the network. That's the 5G, but for even on the 4G level, it has still been very amazing. So talking about the speed, I've used this for about a month now, and I'm really pleased and impressed about the speed of the MiFi. Even on the 4G level, right, it performs way better than a 4G MiFi. For contact basis, I use the MTN 4G MiFi. I also have an Airtel MiFi router that I use, and I've actually made a comparison between the speed of the router for Airtel, that's 4G, and then the 4G MTN MiFi, and the speed of the 5G, and there has been like a significant difference between both, even on the 4G level. For this MiFi, the speed is amazing. Something else to note about the 5G router is that it has two frequencies. Right, it runs on both the 2.4 and then the 5 gigahertz. So the 2.4 gigahertz takes advantage of the 4G network speed, right? And the 5 gigahertz takes advantage of the 5G network speed. So if you want to be running on 5G across board, you probably would also turn on the 5. And of course, you also need to know that the 5.0 is more of a close range network than the 2.4, which is on a wider range frequency. So that means like you probably will be getting maybe the 2.4 network within, like, let's say, a very further distance compared to the 5.0, which you are supposed to be close to charge router. And when setting it up, you have an option of probably turning on the 5G simultaneously, like consistent, or you can probably do like a 4G to 5G. You can probably run it on auto depending on where you are in your network, right? But also note that even on the 4G level, the speed is fantastic. Right? I did a speed test, several speed tests, and with one it was giving me around 160 megabytes per second, and with the other one I was getting around 170 megabytes. That's for the download, the upload speed, and around 5 megabytes for the download speed. But it's also good to know that I ran this particular speed test, right, when I was also streaming content. So it has like an effect on that. So I was actually expecting more like the upload speed or the download speed to probably increase if it's just fully on that. But it's actually during the day. So at night, you probably get a better network signal on that end. Right. So when we're talking about the speed of the router, it's also good to know that it's very, very stable, right? Because for a month I've been using it, I've done a whole lot of streaming on DSTV and of course on Netflix. I've done several work meetings, and it's actually has been consistent. I've even tried doing like a streaming on Netflix, doing a meeting, probably streaming on DSTV simultaneously at the same time, to see how we can actually handle these events at the same time, and it's actually been very, very stable and consistent from my end. And of course, it's also good to note this is dependent on where you stay, right? So if you have the 5G frequency already on that particular location, then it will actually perform very well. In a case where you don't, you can also probably take advantage of the 4G part of it, because the speed will also be consistent. So for the subscription, all right, there are a lot of subscriptions options on the platform, and it depends on your own particular. So me, I run the unlimited plan for the MTN, there are a lot of other options, and it's very easy to actually navigate through it. So all you need to do is to open the MTN app, right? And well, once you click on buy data, it brings you to the option of where you have different plans. So we have the capped plan, right, which gives you options of capped plans where, so it all depends on what exactly you use for the month, right? So where I want to mention on it's the unlimited plan, because we have the monthly plan and the unlimited plan, right? The monthly plan gives you basically the more like the basic options of the subscription that you need, which is similar to the capped plan. But the unlimited plan, we have like the one for the marble for 7 days, where they give you 30 gig, and after you exhaust the 30 gig for within that 7 days, you get 1 gig daily. You have the one that lasts for 30 days, and they give you 40 gig, and after that you get 1 gig daily. You have the option of 80 gig, that's the bronze, for 15,000, and after that they give you 5 gig per day up until you exhaust 30 days, and the list goes on. So you can actually check it out to know which particular one plan suits you very well, right? But at the end of the day, it's, for me anyway, it's actually worth it. So it still boils down to, should you get it, is it worth getting, and all that. So for me, I actually got this when there was an issue with the internet nationwide. That was when I was using my Airtel router, and then it happened, Airtel went down, and I tried my MiFi, and I realized MTN was a bit stable at that point in time, so I had to like look for another alternative. I sourced out for the 5G router, and for me it's been worth it. Now, the battery life of this particular router has been significantly impressive, because it can last for a period of, let's say, for me, for up to 5 hours, depending on what I'm doing. In a case where I'm not doing much, it can stay way more than that, right? And you can actually get an extra, I think if you look it up on Jumia, you can actually get an extra battery on Jumia, and you can have like two. So if one runs out, you can easily run through the other. So this is how the battery looks like. You can just get the extra one. I got it around 65,000, that's in naira, right? And it's probably will keep increasing, because when it came out it was around 50, and I think there was a day it went down to 45 or 40, and then it came up again to 60, and then 65. So it's probably keep going on. So it's a matter of if it's what you need, right, as against to probably the MiFi, right? Because I think with this MiFi you can also get the unlimited subscription now, but it also boils down to the speed. So the difference between this and probably the bigger MiFi, the bigger router, that's the 5G router, it's you getting more stability in speed, and of course that 5G, which is of more a faster speed and more stability against what you get on the 4G part. So let me know in the comment section below if you're going to be getting the 5G router. If you have one, what you're probably doing with it, what you do, the kind of subscription you are on with it, and if you're probably not getting, why wouldn't you be getting? Let's discuss in the comment section below. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that it can help other viewers know about the 5G router. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.